Yes, guys, welcome to SFeatleyTV, and we're here for another fan cam for Arsenal's game against West Ham, where Arsenal came out 2-1 winners at the London Stadium today. I've got Gracie-Mae from Gracie-Mae's channel. If you haven't obviously heard about their channel, please do check out the description in below. All the links will be below, also a Twitter and Instagram feed as well. So, but Gracie, glad to have you on, and yeah, give us your thoughts on the game. What did you make of that performance today?
Well, starting off from the very first 10 minutes, it was a boring game. There wasn't really much going on. I think from both sides, it was very, very slow paced. There wasn't really much in it in terms of full blown ultra attacking. There was none of that. It was passing it around, kind of end to end, just sloppy passes, letting the ball go here and there. But then Rob Holding, he opens up the scoreline. His first ever Premier League goal, which is crazy considering how long he's been at Arsenal. First ever goal for him. So that opens up the game. You think, okay, well, this could bring a bit of life to the game. And then, same as in recent games, it's we score a goal and we concede very, very quickly. We take our eye off the defence and we concede. We concede again. It was a great goal. For West Ham, and again, just sloppy defence. He had acres of space that he should have never have had in the first place. We were all over in the box, and in the key areas, we're not there. And that ultimately led us to us conceding our goal, which could have spurred West Ham on. Let's be fair, they could have took advantage of that. But that was huge going into the second half. We're at 1-1 now, and again, going into the second half, it was just so slow. It was actually boring, considering our last couple of games have been so fast paced, end to end football, scoring goals back and forth. I didn't see that.
It was what I was worried about when you played Elneny and Xhaka in the midfield, especially with Odegaard on the some people are saying he's playing on the right side of midfield, and I saw that a lot in the game, and I'm like, why are you there? You need to be up and in the cam position. That's where he's been most effective all season. And now you're putting him white when you've basically got the team there to play a 4-2-3-1, right? But again, the midfield being so slow is what cost us against Southampton and Brighton and Crystal Palace, because they managed to swamp us with 5 in the midfield and we couldn't transition it quick enough. And we're lucky that West Ham didn't catch on to that and adapt their game plan for that. And I think, to be honest, if they weren't probably worried too much about Thursday, they could have quite easily have done and put a stronger side out. But we sort of got away with it in a way.
Yeah, big time. We did get away with it, and in my opinion, Holding and Elneny were probably the best, put in the best performances today. I think Elneny's come in and he has a tendency to do this. He doesn't play up for us for a long time. Then when we need him, he comes in, does his job, doesn't pretend to be anything that he's not, does what he can. That's it. He puts in a good shift, and
it's like a Jules Grimond sort of player where he's not going to be in the starting 11. He's not a
but
great
when you
player,
need him, he's going to be there.
He's going to when you got injuries and stuff like that, and you need a player to fill in and do a job, he'll do it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, at the end of the day, he wants to stay at the club. He said, if Arsenal want me to stay, I'll stay. To me, he's what we need in the midfield at the moment. It's all we can use, right? Because of injuries, and he's doing it.
Him as an option. If he's happy to be that option, I'll keep him as a last option.
Yeah, exactly. If he wants to do it, let him do it. You can rely on him. He can come in. But the sad indictment is our defenders are scoring more goals than our strikers. Embarrassing. Nketiah today.
There's 2 attempts he should have put away there.
100%. And a bit more of a seasoned striker, they would have been in. He was open a few times.
I've got to say though, in terms of the defensive work, holding up the ball and helping us break out, he was good in that department where he's been lacking, and like taking the hits for the team and helping us in that defensive situation, because we felt when we fell more and more deep, like because of it. But again, like as a striker, you need to be scoring goals, and that's your main prowess, and he's not doing it.
Yeah, and he's not the only one that didn't put in a good performance. We're talking about Odegaard and Martinelli being extremely distant and forgetting that they're on the pitch. Now, it's very unlike Martinelli to be in this position. Yeah, ever since he got that red card.
More than Saka, to be honest.
Saka's in with them. I can't. He needs to be dropped. He needs to be dropped for Pepe because honestly, every time he puts in a bad performance, he'll still play.
Yeah.
And that can harm a young player big time because they're going to get way too big for their boots very quickly.
Mm.
And think, you know what, I'm irreplaceable. So I'm not going to try. It doesn't matter if
you're
I
not
put in a bad
Beyonce,
performance.
mate. You're not irreplaceable. You're not Beyonce.
Exactly.
Trust me. But going forward, we've got Leeds, but Tottenham have got Liverpool, right? And that's the only time really. The only reason I'm concerned with Tottenham is because obviously we're fighting for the same spot. I'm not really fussed if we finish above or below. It's not really my target. But we play Leeds, they play Liverpool, so we could go into the North London derby 5-point advantage. If that is the case, going into that North London derby, and say we took a draw from that game, which we quite easily do, I still think we can go there and win the way they've been playing. Do you feel that's top 4 clinched for Arsenal now?
In my opinion, I think Liverpool will beat Tottenham. They're going to rip them apart. Liverpool forced to be reckoned with. They're competing for a title.
They could be for quadruple, like even their dream is to get that.
This is they're up for grabs, and they're going to take every single game like it's the last. Do you know what I mean? They're literally going to go full out. It's very, very close between City and Liverpool, and I think they're going to beat them. We should beat Leeds, but I'm not holding my breath after the performance I've seen today. Do you know what I mean? Sloppy, very sloppy, and obviously with the team at the moment, God knows, I dread to think what could happen. I take it game by game at the moment because I don't know what Arsenal I'm going to get. But we're on a good run of form. Going into the North London derby, I definitely don't think it's a done deal. No chance. If I believe, and I've said this all season, that Tottenham will be the decider. That North London derby will be the decider, because if we take points off them, right, unfortunately, I don't want top 4, but we're going to be in the top 4, right? So I think we have to go into Tottenham thinking, well, we shouldn't just be getting a draw. You don't know what's going to happen. We might not have that point advantage. They might come out and score, like, I don't know. They might have a wonder rest of the season. They might beat Liverpool. So I'm thinking that the North London derby could be the decider for the season. And, the point gap is very small. We're only 2 points above them. So you don't know what could happen. And at the end of the day, I believe that form goes out the window when it comes to a North London derby. It's who turns up on the day. We're away at their ground. Usually in a season, we'll beat them at ours. They will beat them. I can't speak today. It's all happening. I'm falling asleep from the game.
We'll lose to them at theirs.
Yeah, at their ground. There we go. Words. So I don't know what I'm going to get with the North London derby. I'm looking forward to it, but my, do I not think it's over? And there's still games to play. It's not over until the final whistle of the season blows. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, there you go. Lastly, man of the match for you, just quickly.
Rob Holding.
And final question: yes or no? There's no explanation or anything. Can we get top 4? Will we get top 4?
Yes or no? Yes or no? I hate to say it, but yes. I've said it all season,
Okay.
but the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie.
All right, but there you go. Make sure you go and check Gracie-Mae's channel out. Actually, give us a quick plug for the channel just before we go.
Yeah, over just the same as my name on here, Gracie-Mae. We are on the road to 1K. Plenty podcasts, fan
Got over
cams,
600 now,
Q&As,
aren't you?
vlogs. Yeah, we're on 620. Some great content planned for the next week. On Tuesday, I actually have my history teacher coming on because he's an avid Arteta in, and we're gonna have a great debate. It's going to be 2 Arteta ins versus 2 Arteta outs, and yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be interesting. So make sure you people go check it out.
Yeah, make sure you check that out. That's gonna be fun. You got to be on your best behaviour for that one, or
Oh no, he's got to be on his best behaviour. I tell you that, it's going to be a good debate.
Anyway, make sure you do check that out and go and give that a sub, a follow as well, and make sure you also subscribe to SFeatleyTV as well, and also the F1 channel that we do. SFeatley F1. SFeatley F1. Sorry. Until then, stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you soon. Bye.